Hi, gang.
Morning, Matt.
Afternoon, but yeah.
Afternoon.
Hey, Patrick's back.
Hello.
What was your snarky comment, Carlos?
I said, no, you're right. It is afternoon.
It is afternoon.
I reserve my snarky comments for certain people, for certain other people.
Well, for, early morning snark is always good. And I'm sure Melissa appreciates the hell out of it. I know the rest of us do.
I'm sure.
Weather report said it's supposed to be cooler today, but they fucking lied. It's hot.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, high. I think it's a high of like 70, 71. And I was like, okay, I'll bust out my baseball tee. Oh, that's getting bundled up in California. I'm going to wear a shirt that goes down to here. Then I came outside, I was like, well, fuck that. I got to get rid of sleeves. It's stupid. And then I just deadlifted. Now I need a nap. Your week been a little crazy there, Patrick? I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing workouts. My Monday's lunges fucking killed me.
They were
my
rough.
butt hurts so bad, and I don't think it helps that I spend the rest of the day sitting and working. But
Monday's
Yeah,
workout?
that probably was not a good plan. Yeah, that was all those lunges. That was
Oh,
tough.
yeah. But Mondays was just awful.
Today is not going to be a cakewalk, guys. These overhead squats, I was just trying to motivate to actually do them because I should. God, they're not fun. They're really not fun. I'll do them after this. I deadlifted a whole lot of stuff. But, Patrick, I was thinking about you on, was it Tuesday, the workout I did? Let's say Thursday? Yeah, so it must have been Tuesday. I had my Wendler shoulder presses, but I was kind of crunched for time. I wanted to do other stuff. So I had my 3 sets of 5 on my shoulder presses. So I had everything all organized and set up. And so I did my 5 reps. And then I ran out the door. I ran out the driveway, ran a mile through the neighborhood, came back, shot 20 arrows, hit my next set, ran another mile, shot 20 arrows, hit my 3rd set, ran a mile, shot 20 arrows. And I was like, yeah.
you
campaign
ran
shit right here.
more in that one workout than I did in the past week.
I felt very accomplished. I felt really good about it. So I'll take, yeah. I don't know, maybe today, I don't know, this afternoon I don't have much going on. Maybe I'll go out to Redwood Bowman, check it out. It's really nice today. Might be a good afternoon project.
Yeah, I'm free if you want to meet up there and walk the course together.
What's my day look like? Let me see. I was just kind of kidding, but that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything until happy hour at 5. And I can happy hour from my phone. Let's do it.
Well, so I've got some work stuff going on from 2 to 4. So it's either we go after happy hour or we go. Yeah, that's really the only time I think
I'd have to go before because after that I'm on dad duty.
Okay.
Well, I'll go by myself. I'll figure it out all by my lonesome. Do I need a quiver?
It's pretty easy. You just walk one direction. Don't walk backwards through the course, obviously.
Do I need a quiver?
It's helpful if you don't want to hold the arrows in your hand while you walk around, but you don't need one.
And then how many arrows should I bring? I've got 20 arrows.
It depends on how many arrows you plan on losing, which I can take only the number of arrows I plan on shooting at once into a target, which would be 4, and I'll be fine. Occasionally you'll break an arrow or something, so then maybe you'll be down an arrow, but that's fine. As I shoot, sometimes I get tired and I don't want to shoot 4 arrows per target, and I'll start shooting just 2 arrows per target. Yeah, it's totally up to you.
All right, well, I'll just bring everything and see what I feel like once I'm there.
Yeah, and
Well, there's my afternoon.
They have a little donation box where you can just drop like $5 if you want. But it's
awesome. Oh, I'll do that. I actually, like, as much as like that's a little bit like, I don't know, I always am reminded of like yoga classes. It's a $20 donation suggested. It's like, I hate that kind of crap. I just hate yoga people. I don't know. Hate's a strong word, but no, I actually like totally support, love paying like park fees and things like that. It's like, that's just all for good stuff. Like, that's all just good. Here, yeah, here's 2 entry fees for me for today. $5, come on. I'll do that. Maybe not every time, but yeah, come on.
My problem is I never have cash, and so sometimes on my way up there I'm like, oh, I got to get cash, and then I stop by an ATM, and that means I only get 20s. And so then I end up just dropping a 20 one time, and then I'll go a couple times without paying, and then I'll drop 20.
Yeah, and then your conscience is clear for the next 3. Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to a fully cashless society someday very soon. We're almost there. All right, kids. Well, speaking of working out, has nothing to do with anything. hard transition. Let's talk about our workout for today. So like I said, overhead squats with a dumbbell. These are, oh my God, this could be the thing that I hate the most in life. Shoulder mobility is crucial here. Ankle mobility is crucial here. If you have one and the other one sucks, you might be able to get by. If you have neither, you're going to have a bad day. So in order to get our dumbbell overhead squat working, we need to make sure that we can really keep that bicep by the ear as much as possible. So the mechanics of this is that when I'm overhead with a barbell, for example, it's pretty easy to use one shoulder to assist the other and provide some leverage on that bar to keep that bar straight over my midfoot, especially when I'm standing. And then as I squat, keeping that weight over the midfoot the whole time. And of course, every little millimeter forward or backward that you go, when it gets heavier and heavier, that makes the overhead squat more and more difficult. But when I'm doing only one object, I don't have the leverage from the other hand to help me out. So it gets really ugly real fast if you don't have great form, and I don't. So I'm going to show you how I survived this, and I'm going to show you, big strong mat with my big guns. I'm using my smallest dumbbell that I brought home, 15. Okay, so nice wide squat stance. You might go even a little bit wider than normal. Big chest, tight abs as always the same fundamentals. And I'm punching straight up overhead with that dumbbell. Now, I can go left, right. I can go forward, back. I can even go on sort of a 45 if I need to stay balanced. And I use my other hand to balance out on the other side. And I'm going to squat and stand. And ooh, got in the back seat there a little bit. All right, now you can't tell from that angle, but you can tell from this angle. Watch how far forward my dumbbell comes. Oh, there's my shoulder mobility being rough. So if I go to a 35, yeah, that's coming right down. All right, so just that little bit more weight, I mean, it's double the weight. That thing's going because it goes just a millimeter off and I'm losing it. So you're going to want to be conservative on your dumbbell or your overhead squat. And now your right hand or your left hand might be a little bit different because you're going to have different shoulder mobility on each side. So figure that out. The things we want to make sure we maintain are planted heels the whole time. So I was trying really hard to not lift a heel. If I do lift a heel or twist a little bit, I can actually get down just fine. But at that point, this is like a lunge, all right? My knees touching the ground. That's not what we're looking for. We want to be challenging our mobility. We want to be challenging our hip, our knee, our ankle, all that, and getting a good overhead squat with that dumbbell. So it's hard. Stay humble on this, guys. Hi, Gemma. All right, so let's see a few. Let me see your dumbbell overhead squats, a couple on each side. I am very envious of Zena's mobility. Very, very nice. Both sides, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so as always, guys, tight abs the whole time, making sure that we're staying nice and organized through that midline. That's going to help with that stability in every possible way. Patrick, let's see. And see any of your overhead. Go ahead.
How do you suggest to switch hands? Because some of them are odd.
So I started warming this up and playing with it. What I was finding was that for the first few rounds, I was staying with the same hand. So I did 3 right, then I did 6 left, then did 9 right. And then after that, I was like, okay, maybe 6 and 6, finding increments. Try to stay even right to left. It doesn't matter too much.
Okay.
But there is no requirement for changing hands. Very nice, Patrick. Those look good.
Yeah,
So,
that's hard.
like I said, yeah, it's really hard. So you may want 2 sets of dumbbells for this. You may start out at a heavier set. Oh, hey, Gemma, there's your picture. I can see you there. Hi. You may want to have 1 lighter dumbbell or kettlebell, works fine too, for your overhead squats, and then you're going to want to do your renegade rows. So renegade rows, staying in that plank position, you're going to want 2 dumbbells of the same weight. You can go a little bit heavier on these, but again, we want to make sure our form's good. So we're staying down in the top plank position, all right, top of a push-up, and we're going to be pulling each arm into section to the shoulder, okay? We want to avoid, as always, clocking those hips, right? We're not starting a lawnmower here. We're staying nice and tight, and even if that means those feet go a little bit wider as opposed to being right next to each other, being a little bit wider is totally fine. Now, if you go a little bit light on this, if you've only got light dumbbells, you can actually make a little choice here. You can go right hand, left hand as 1. So 1, 2, 3. Or if it's a little heavier, you can go 1, 2, 3. I don't care, right? Sort of temper that a little bit. Remember, this is going to be a lateral pull, a row position. So we're thinking about using those muscles, those big muscles between our shoulder blades, those rhomboids to pull back, all right, pulling back to here. Nice sharp movement right into the armpit, right? And of course, midline stability is going to be key the whole time to keep that plank pose. So the rep scheme here is 3 overhead squats, 3 renegade rows, 6 and 6, 9 and 9, 12 and 12, as high up that ladder as you can climb in 10 minutes, 10-minute time cap. So the nice thing about this, about it being 10 minutes and not being like a certain number of work for time, is that you can cruise, okay? So if this is challenging for you, this could be, you can consider this 10 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of just like, I don't want to work on my shoulders. I don't want to work on my overhead squat, but I'm just going to commit 10 minutes of my life to getting a little bit better at it. Think of it that way. You do not have to crush the pandemic. You don't have to crush these watts. So if this is just a little bit chiller for you, cool. If, like, your overhead squat position is really strong, let's see what you got, right? This could be a test, okay?
Yesterday I was on
Questions,
a
comments, concerns? I'm sorry?
I feel like sledge today. Yesterday was a Benadryl haze. Today is still, so we'll see.
Still a little foggy. Well, there's a lot of balance and coordination involved in this, so if you're still feeling a little bit cloudy-brained, then you can chill on this too.
Good. Okay.
Carlos, Jim, Patrick, any questions, comments, concerns? You guys good? Let's fucking do it, guys. All right, 10 minutes, starting in 10 seconds. Let's do it. Climbing the ladder by 3s. Here you go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Very nice, guys. Keep that elbow locked. Remember, you're going 3 and 3. Yeah, Gemma, you figured it out. All right, guys, about 2 minutes in already. It's getting really tough. I know. I know. Keep that elbow locked as best you can, Gemma. There it is. I know. God, dude, it's hard. The bent elbow really helps you find that balance position, but then it also makes it a lot harder to hold the dumbbell. So you got to work on both. 2 minutes in, guys. All right, guys, 6 minutes left. Looking good. Again, think of this as just skill work if you need to. All right, you passed the halfway point. Less than 5 minutes to go. Looking strong, guys. Just keep climbing the ladder. Don't neglect those renegade rows. I can't really see your frame on most of you guys. That's okay. But make sure those hips aren't turning. Keep it moving. All right, guys, you got less than 2 minutes to go. Final little push here. Ooh, straighten that elbow, Lily, or Gemma. There it is. There it is. Oh, it's so much harder that way. I know. Very nice, Carlos. I see you back there. Very nice, Patrick. You've got great shoulder mobility. Look at that stuff. Final minute of work here, guys. Final push. All right, guys. Final 20 seconds. Few more reps. Watch those hips, Cena. I see them ticking over a little bit. Keep that belly tight. 10 more seconds of work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Ooh. That worked. Yeah. Nice. Nice, guys. Oh. Who needs work on their shoulder mobility, right? Dina and Patrick, you guys were doing great on those. Actually, Carlos, too. That's a nice way of saying, Gemma, we both need to work on that.
I know my name wasn't coming out of your mouth, so.
Dude, no. I realized, like, I was like, that sounds really good when you highlight everybody else in the class. No,
My left hand, though.
you made
My left arm.
you made Gemma, you were making really good corrections, and so I don't know if you could see your own camera while you were doing your own display, but instead of being here, you were here, which lets you move the weight around in a lot more angles to find that position, but then it puts all of the weight and all of the force into your muscles as opposed to locking out and stacking your joints. And it's like when you carry a platter, like if you carry a platter here, like out in front of you, it's really, really difficult. But if you hold it down here, like you're holding like an appliance, if you ever move the couch, you don't hold it up here the whole time. You're going to get blown up. You want to use your joints. So same principle. I know you know this stuff. And hey, no one's single arm overhead squat looks worse than mine. Really. I remember before I opened Sequoia, I was coaching at another gym. And so I was following their programming and doing their stuff. And they programmed progressive load, kettlebell, single arm overhead squats. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I relatively new as a 5 year or whatever it was, 5 years ago. And I was humbled by like the little bitty baby kettlebells. So I was like, this sucks. Hate this. Open my own gym. We're never going to do that. No. And yeah, Carlos, you're saying your left arm was terrible, but your right was good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. For me, it's actually, even though my right side is my dominant side, and I'm stronger on this side, my right shoulder is my bad shoulder because I separated that when I fell off my mountain bike. So this shoulder has worse mobility than this one, but this one feels more awkward. I don't know. So that is better. Awkward. More awkward. I don't know if I can. I don't know. Whatever. Ironically, what I could really use is like an adjustment or a chiropractor. Carlos and I were basically hate texting each other back and forth some pseudoscience-y things. You guys know I do like chiropractic, and we've got chiropractors in our crew. I'm all for like the mechanical stuff, but some of the woo-woo stuff and some of the like anti-vax stuff that often goes along with that gets a little bit out there. And of course, pandemic-y conversations go way off on the other end. So anyway,
My whole thing is
that's the
just
whole backstory.
know your place. Know your place. You're not a doctor.
Yeah.
You're a glorified
Neither am I.
massage therapist. And I'm going to say
Yeah.
that now. I don't care who sees this, who has an issue with it, but you're not a doctor. You're a glorified massage therapist who pops bones. You do make people feel better, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I see both sides of it, and I don't
So
know.
diplomatic.
They're not. I don't think they're the good ones aren't claiming to be medical doctors. They've got a reason for why they do it.
So
I don't know.
Mark Bell just had posted a video where he had this guy who's doing RPR warm up with him, and it's
What is it?
RPR is reflexive performance reset. And it's one of those snake oil-ish things that I've seen. Like there's a million of them, right? But like the whole shtick is usually convincing someone that they're dysfunctional or there's some problem with somebody, and then telling them how to fix it, and then that fix is their product, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, this one, he's like, okay, there's these nodes on your body where you just rub them for 5 seconds, and all of a sudden you'll have so much more performance. And he went through it with Mark Bell, and Mark Bell's like, apparently what he did is he like turned on his glutes, turned on his hips, like turned on, like activated all these muscles. And I tried it with Courtney last night. We did the exact thing, and I didn't see it at all. Maybe it's just a placebo thing, right?
So what that sounds like to me is something that I have experienced, and our other skeptic in the class, Carlos, has experienced, which is what Ed Rockowitz. I've known Ed for a very long time, and he is a massage therapist, and he's kind of a hippie out there. Yeah, he's a hippie out there dude. But the one of the reasons I like him is that he says, I've learned how to do this. I understand why they say this works. I still don't believe that it works. I'm incredulous still, but it does. And he did it to me, and damned if it didn't work. And he was talking about, and I don't remember the acronym for it. All these things have acronyms, and it's hard to keep track of it all. But he was turning on, like you said, certain nerves and certain musculatures, and with tapping in certain ways on my joint, he was doing this thing where I was trying to resist his arm as I was lifting mine. And I was fighting as hard as I could, and I couldn't lift it. And then he did like literally like wiped and tapped on like my shoulder and stuff like this. And he was like, I'm not going to tell you why. I'm just going to do stuff, and you're going to tell me, did first one feel better or the second one feel better? And I was like, and we're just going to see. I was like, okay, cool. And so I couldn't lift. He did these things, and I just went, whoop, and I could lift against his arm. And he wasn't changing the pressure. And then he did something else, and then he like smacked me on top of the head, and that like apparently is like some sort. I know, right? It shouldn't work. And then I did it again, and I couldn't lift the third time. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then he showed me a card, and one card had an X on it, and one had parallel lines on it on either side. He was like, stare at this, stare at this, stare at this, now do it. And like it turned things back on or turned things back off. It was, I can't explain it.
So
and that's my thesis here.
Exactly the video that I just watched. And the inner skeptic is like, this is all bullshit. Complete bullshit. There's no way. Like, and I tried one of them and it didn't work for me, but maybe I was entering it with a lot of negative headspace. I don't know. It's
I don't know if like set and setting and all that, you probably were doing it wrong according to the technique. I know it worked for me. I know it worked for the other skeptics I know, like Carlos and Melissa. And he was doing this stuff for the Oakland Raiders. And they were like, this is fucking weird, man. He's like, I don't know why this is working. They're like, can you just like rub us out? Make it like just like massage us? He's like, yeah, cool. I'll do that instead. So my whole thesis with this and with chiropractic and with 5G and coronavirus responses and quite frankly, organized religion. All right. There's three things that are always at play here for why people just go way off the deep end and super belief. Right. It's that, for one, when you know something, you feel smart, you feel special. You know something that someone else doesn't know, you feel amazing. That's a good feeling. You get little dopamine hits in your brain. Like, this is true for all of us, myself included. And so I got to check myself. Like, oh no, I know how to deadlift. I'm going to show you how to deadlift. That feels really good to me. That's why I teach you guys, right? You have access to the secret information and everything like that. But one of the big things is that it completely simplifies your world. So you can say, oh no, there's 7 chakras. That's why there's only 7 things I have to worry about. I just have to activate those chakras and everything's going to be just fine in my world. Well, it's like, well, no, there's actually like 1 trillion cells in your body and it's way more complicated than that. And we still haven't figured out how to cure cancer, for example. Oh, no, you can just pray it away. Well, no, like things like that. And it's at play with all things. I have a whole like little post I was going to do about it. What did I forget? What's my third point? It was really good. I gotta have this memorized.
Okay. Can bear crawl, is that forwards?
Oh,
backwards? Does it matter?
look at Xena bringing us back home. We've got time to bullshit Xena. They're forward. I'm letting you cool down.
The bear crawl, if I don't want to do it on my hot pavers outside, is there a sub that you suggest?
Handstand walks.
Shoulder taps or pike shoulder taps, handstand shoulder
Pike
taps.
shoulder taps.
Yeah.
And shoulder taps is the way to go. Yeah. Shoulder taps is the way to go. All right, bringing it home. Back to work. Got plenty of time, Xena. I don't get to do this in real life anymore. And this is for me just as much as it's for you. So don't ruin my good time either, Xena.
Okay.
I'm just teasing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm fired up today. All right. 15 minutes of work. Bear crawls, walking lunges, ab mat sit-ups. If you're still fried from your lunges on Monday, chill. Remember, this is all body weight stuff, guys. So we're going to do about 25 feet, if you've got it, of a bear crawl. When we're doing our bear crawls, we want to make sure that our butt's up in the air. Ooh, get all this stuff out. So hips over shoulders. Okay. We are not prowling. Okay. So, ooh, that's really hot. Right. So 25 feet bear crawl. Walking lunges. You don't have to put your hands on your hips, but for some reason it really works well. Maybe it's my hip chakra that's being aligned. Huh? All right. Giant stride, knee touches the ground. Step through, knee touches the ground. Okay. So we're doing, I believe I said 50 feet on those, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's bright. Your ab mat sit-ups, and you're doing 15 of them. All right, good old-fashioned ab mat sit-ups. Nice little crunches. My daughter was doing sit-ups earlier, so I'll borrow her ab mat. All the way up. We want those shoulders to come in front of the hips for our ab mat sit-ups. All right? So that is 25 feet for the bear crawl. That is 50 feet for the lunge and 15 on the ab mat sit-ups. As many rounds as we can do, okay? So again, you can pace yourself. You've got 15 minutes of work. We'll set this all up. And we're just gonna cruise, okay? If you feel like crushing it today, crush it today. Questions, comments, concerns, any further modifications? Good on the shoulder taps, good on whatever else. Want to talk more about the fallacies of belief and faith? No, I'm kidding. I haven't even been drinking today. I mean, can you believe that? It is Thursday, so we do know what Thursday means for Matt.
Drinking before our noon class.
Never. I actually, as much as I kid and everything else, that's one thing that like I just don't like to do. I don't like to be drinking and teaching you guys. I feel like that's a pretty clear. Everything else is a little bit blurry. That one's pretty clear. One, go. Keeps clicking out on you, but you are about 3 minutes in. You got a little under 12 to go. All right, guys, looking good. 100 minutes, so slogging away. All right, guys, 2.5 minutes left. Getting close. But 90 seconds left, kids. 90 more seconds. Almost there. All right, guys, final minute. Final 20 seconds. I think I lost video. Oh, there it comes back. It just came back. Oh, there's some sweaty faces. How'd that feel?
That was good.
Yeah, not too soul crushing. I'm trying to taper you guys down a little bit towards the end of the week so that we can have a strong Monday. We are, in case you guys peeked ahead or looked at the calendar and know what usually happens on Memorial Day, we are doing Merc on Monday. That will be the only workout for Monday. There won't be any weightlifting session. It will just be Merc. I've got some modifications that do use dumbbells in case you don't have a pull-up situation. But if you want to peek ahead, I'll be on the whiteboard. You can see what we got planned. But yeah, tomorrow is also a little bit light. We're going to do some weightlifting stuff, but then we're also going to do Annie 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of double unders and sit-ups. Pretty light workout, pretty quick workout. Probably take us less than an hour to get through class tomorrow. And then chill out for the weekend and then hit it hard on Monday, which kind of is a bummer that we can't do it in person because it's always like super fun to do Murph as a big group, but you know, pandemic, right? What are you gonna do?
I mean, is it even Murph if we don't have the group photo afterwards?
No, it's not. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have everybody do a selfie, a sweaty selfie, and then I'll just make a big collage, a big group collage.
Just do what Natalie Kwan did for the holiday party.
Yeah. Yeah, and just Photoshop
everybody in.
I'll just send everybody's photos to Natalie, and she can make it look like it's
we're all there.
A big group photo, like we all violated our shelter in place. How much you got lacrosse is kind of doing some, but no. He posted. I like Craig. Really like their owner. He's been doing this for a nice general. It's like, oh, really? That's a clinical trial with 10 people of varying levels, apparent levels of fitness and skill. But interesting. I wonder if every day at certain times they have different clinical trials.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That's their business.
Scheduled times.
I've been at specifically scheduled times, and you do have to pay an entry fee each time.
I mean, I think CrossFit HQ has, like, there's some people from there that have been saying things that are a little bit in the vein of like, oh, if you're worried about coronavirus, you just need to toughen up. And it's like, all right, well, like,
just ingest Clorox
again,
wipes.
the answer. Yeah, right. Again, the answer is more complicated, and without offending Zena's sense of time management, and we're done with workouts. I'll bullshit as much as I want. No, I'm kidding. I think
yeah.
we've all got to reopen, right? But I don't know. I can't say now is the right time or the wrong time. I have to trust someone else to make that decision, to have access to the data and understand how to read it. And if you can't trust our society, we have to trust that how it functions. This is where we're at, and they're going to do that. Whether you would do that, I'm not going to be back. Go out. Anyone, no member of Sequoia CrossFit has been like, you should have been open by now. I'm quitting. Like, so I'm good. I'm sleeping just fine at night.
Matt, I won't be able to join on Memorial Day, unfortunately.
Because you're not open, Matt.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
I'm gonna have to make it up on Tuesday or something.
So yeah, that's fine. I mean, the truth of it is that like, there's not much coaching for me to do on Memorial Day for Murph. I mean, pull-ups, push-ups, squats. Hey, you know how to do these movements, and for the mile run, you'll be gone.
Yeah,
a mile
I just
run.
think it would be nice to do it with everyone on Zoom, just because, fuck, man, doing the whole Murph, but like just on your own time. I mean, I know I'm going to be stopping for like 20 seconds. If I had Xena next to me just busting it out, I'd probably only stop for 5 or something.
And I don't have a decent pull-up situation here, so I don't know what I'm going to do for my own Murph. Maybe I'll do the class on Monday from the gym. Maybe I'll go fire up the generator, turn on the Wi-Fi, and stream from there, and then I can do it with you guys. At least I'd have a pull-up station. I don't know where Chris was traveling. I don't know if he's back yet, but he was in Salt Lake, so I don't know if he's going to be back for it. But we'll use opposite ends of the rig if we're doing it together.
I mean, the space is big enough for you, and then probably big enough for you and someone else too.
Yeah.
It's plenty big. It's plenty big. Although ironically, the roll-up door broke right before.
Oh wow.
We can't open up that roll-up door. I got to fix that before everything. What's new, right? What's new? I got to fix shit at my shitty fucking expensive place. That's really pretty. Anyway. All right, kids.
Thanks,
go into the rest of your day. I'm going to go shoot some arrows. Thanks for the reminder on that, Patrick.
There.
I'll see you guys.
And you can, Matt,
I will.
Up there, you can
I
park in the parking garage on like the lowest level. So when you drive up to go up there, you'll get up to where. And go and go down. You can park right wall, and
cool. Good day for it too. It's a good day.